In the next 18 minutes, I will be talking about a subject or topic which seemingly makes a lot of sense, but if you look around, it's not very common. So I'll be talking about sustainability and specifically sustainable business development. And I'll be talking about that in the context of the Thar coal project, which we believe is being developed in a sustainable and inclusive manner, taking care not only of the energy requirements of the country, but also taking care of the principal stakeholders of the project, which we believe are the people of Tharparker. So, energy security through sustainable development, that is what we believe Thar can offer to the country and to all of us. I will not talk about a lot of technical details, but just to set the context right, those of you who don't know, we have set up Pakistan's first open pit coal mine in Thar Block 2, which is producing almost 4 million tons of lignite every year. And for the past 1.5 years, we have produced 6.5 million tons of lignite, which has powered two 330 megawatt mine mouth power plants, which is set up by a private company. And it has produced 6.4 billion kilowatt hours of electricity, which has gone to the national grid. So those of the people, there are still some who believe that there is no coal in Thar, it is not good, it has got a lot of sulfur, it is not good for power generation. All those myths have been busted. So anybody who asks you, tell them Thar coal has produced electricity for the past 1.5 years, and inshallah it will produce electricity and power the country for the next 50 years or more. So moving on, because you cannot talk about sustainability or the betterment of people unless you have source of economic revenues. And the source of economic revenues in our case is the huge potential of Thar coal, which Allah has blessed our country, 175 billion tons of coal. That is the estimated amount of coal which is present in Tharparker. And it is good for hundreds of years of energy requirements for the country. The way we have developed our project is in phases. So we have already completed phase 1. We are now into phase 2, whereby we are doubling the capacity of the mine. And mining is a game of economy of scale. So we are increasing the mine and lowering the cost of coal. Initial cost was high, but ultimately the coal price, as you see this green line, comes down. When we do phase 2, we will be almost equal to the imported coal price. And then at phase 3 and phase 4, subsequent phases will take Thar coal price to a level whereby it will become the cheapest base load energy resource for the country, inshallah. And that is not very far. And who has done it? Yes, there were Chinese who have come and supported us. But these are the two people, Dilip Kumar from Tharparker and Chetan Kumar from Mithi, both graduates of this university, 2009, who are now the mine managers of Thar Block 2 mine. These are both 2009 graduates, and other than them, there are 79 Mehran Engineering University graduates who are currently working at the mine and power plants. 79 people from this university. So the real purpose of Thar coal was not to produce cheap electricity for people sitting in Islamabad, Karachi, or rest of the country. We do not want to do what unfortunately was done in Balochistan. The entire country, benefited from sui gas, but if you go there right now, you know what's the situation over there. People are still burning firewood, for their heating and cooking needs. So we want that our project should be developed in an inclusive manner, whereby we take care of the triple bottom line. You must have heard that sustainability basically talks about the environment, the economy, and the society. Or the triple bottom line, they call it the people, planet, and prosperity. All three unless all three go together, the project is not successful. And this is what our sponsors, which is the government of Sindh and a combination of private companies, decided that we will do this project in a manner that it will bring prosperity to the real stakeholders of the project, which are the people of Tharparker. How are we doing it? We set up a not-for-profit organization called Thar Foundation. And the chief operating officer of Thar Foundation is also a Mehran graduate, sitting here, Naseem Mehman Saab. So our vision was that while we produce electricity from coal, we will make sure that we take sustainable and graduated interventions in different areas so that the lives of the Thari people improve as we go along. And the benchmarks that we used for our CSR work was not something which is traditionally called CSR. जो CSR आप सुनते हैं कि कोई स्कूल सेटअप कर दिया, एक कुआं खोल दिया, कोई क्लिनिक बना दिया. These are things which unfortunately corporates do mostly for lip service. We don't want lip service. We want that any intervention that we do in Tharparker is sustainable. And the only way you can do it is to align your business needs with the community requirements. And if there is a good match, your project will be success. And we told ourselves that unless we make a positive change in the lives of the Thari people, we will not term Thar coal a successful project. So we selected United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs. Most of you must have heard it. SDGs, there are 17 goals, and basically the prioritized goals in the center that you see encompass all the basic necessities of human life. And if you are compliant in all these goals, then you can say that your society, the community, the city, the town is UN SDG compliant. All 130 countries of the world have signed up that they will become UN SDG compliant by 2030. What our vision for Tharparker is that we, together with Government of Sindh, will inshallah make Islamkot Taluka, which has a population of 250,000 people or 250,000 people, where all these coal fields are, to become UN SDG compliant by 2025, 5 years ahead of the global timeline. And this is not just a slogan. I'll tell you what are some of the steps which we have taken to make sure that we inshallah will achieve our target by 2025. On the left, you see this was a school building or a school hut. This is exactly 3.5 kilometers from our coal mine. 2015, Mansingh Bheel village, this small jhopadi or hut used to be a school where 70 children were studying from grade 1 to 5 with one teacher who has not been paid for the last 6 months. So while we were setting up this $2 billion project, just 3 kilometers away from this village of Mansingh Bheel, we thought that what good is our project if the children living around us have to go to schools in huts like this. So we decided that we will change all that. We will be responsible for quality education for the entire Block 2, which is our lease area, as well as Islamkot, if the government of Sindh chips in with us. So what we set up was 9 of these Thar Foundation schools. These are primary schools, and within Block 2 and Islamkot area, we have 2,500 students right now who are studying in these schools free of cost. Some of these schools we have collaborated with TCF, but some of the schools are being run by ourselves. So this is because without education, we believe that the people of Thar will not be enabled to be part of our project. The other thing which we did was, as I mentioned, we aligned our business needs with what the community can offer. In the project, we required a lot of workforce, scaffolders, steel fixers, masons, painters. And instead of bringing skilled people from Punjab or KPK, drivers from Mianwali, we thought that why not train local Tharis and let them do this job. Instead of hiring them as unskilled laborers, we can train them through institutions like DTI, NLC, Amantech, and others. And by doing 3 months or 6 months courses, we trained these local almost 1400 Tharis into these skills, and they started earning a lot more money than a simple USL would by working in the mining and the power project. We also started the Thari Trainee Engineers program, whereby we sent 73 engineers, including 3 females, to China for 6 months, and out of those 73, 67 are currently employed at the power plant, and they are operating this coal-fired power plant in Tharparker. These are all people from Thar and adjoining districts. We talk about health. If you talk about, Tharparker is one of the lowest human development indices in entire Pakistan. I think it ranks 104 out of the 114 districts in Pakistan. So it would be very shameful that corporations and government is doing multi-billion-dollar project while the people in Tharparker are dying of hunger, of lack of water, lack of basic health needs. This doesn't make sense. So we thought we must do interventions in health. And the first thing we set up was a mother and child clinic called the Marvi Mother and Child Clinic, whereby almost, I think 25,000 people have been treated. But the big intervention we did was to set up a 120-bed state-of-the-art hospital in collaboration with Government of Sindh and other private donors. So this is some of the views of these things. Now, we are a mining company. Mining company doesn't do prosthetics for amputees. This is a camp that we ran last year. So we partnered with Naya Kadam, and we have this artificial prosthetic limbs camp in Tharparker, which was done last year. Over 115 people benefited, and some of them are gainfully employed. There are people who are playing cricket, who are playing soccer after getting these limbs filled. And the biggest problem in Tharparker is water. As you all know, there's lots of RO plants, but most of them are not running. So what we decided was that within our project affected area, within our Thar Block 2 and wherever we have done interventions, we've taken over all the government owned RO plants and we started operating it ourselves. They were in a not so good condition when we took them over. We refurbished all of them, and right now there are 18 RO plants being run in our area, providing WHO standard quality water to almost 40,000 people. And the best thing about it is this. Now, 12 Thari local females have been trained as RO plant operators. It took us 3 months just to train them to how to run an RO plant. And in the same villages where they're living, now they are operating the RO plants, earning 18,500 rupees a month, working from 4 to 6 hours a day, and the people are so happy. Now the other intervention is our flagship project, which is the dump truck training program. I think you all must have seen videos from Al Jazeera and DW and other news outlets who have covered this story. And this is not just a lip service. There are right now 26 Thari females who are driving these dump trucks right now, gainfully employed. They're not trainees anymore because this program took a lot of time. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is an example of how resilient the people of Tharparker are. The woman in the center is called Mohini. She was 10 years old when she got married, 12 years old when she had her first child, and she has 5 kids. And at the age of 28, she decided to become a dumper truck driver. Now imagine a female from Mithi driving a 60-ton dump truck with 5 kids who was married at 10 years old. That is resilience. Getting to a college and university and studying, and that is not resilience. We are all very lucky. These are the people who actually, deserve to be helped and deserve to be appreciated, deserve to be enabled and empowered. Again, community needs. We have 4,000 people in our block, and they all have to eat lunch. So we went to the villages and asked for ladies who could cook. We have 19 canteens running, and we told them, okay, let's cook, as much as you can. And this lady, she cooks 150 meals a day. And we, instead of, getting a caterer from Karachi, like, the famous caterers, we told them, let's get home cooked food from Tharparker. So it's just alignment of business needs with what the community can offer. And she's earning 15,000 rupees a month. There's a widow, and she's got 2 daughters. They're all working, and now she's hiring more people from our village to supply food to our company. So we did nothing. This is simply just an alignment of the needs. Now resettlement. One of the villages got resettled, and I invite all of you after the COVID pandemic ends to come to Tharparker and visit this village. This is truly a model village, one of the most successful relocations in the history of Pakistan, whereby we've provided all these housing facilities to the people who have been moved. And they will be getting 100,000 rupees per month, lifetime, per family, and this has been announced by the government of Sindh, and for 2 years they have already been getting this. So it's not just a promise that will not be fulfilled. They will be compensated. We have planted more than 850,000 trees under the Million Tree program in Tharparker. For every tree that we cut, we almost plant 27, 29 trees versus 5 that is required. The biosaline agriculture, the saline water that we take out is used for agriculture. Fish in Thar, you must not have heard about fishing in Thar. We have actually proven it in the reservoir of Gorano. So all of this, ladies and gentlemen, was done because we believe as a company that unless we take care of the people of Tharparker under whose feet these coal reserves have been discovered, our project will not be successful. And these are just tiny steps. I'm not saying that we are there. Maybe we have done 5%, 6% of what we need to do. But if all the projects in the country are developed in this inclusive development manner, whereby the people and the communities around the projects are taken care of, I'm sure our country will transform. We believe Thar will inshallah transform. Thar badlindo Pakistan, and Pakistan will inshallah be a better country in the next 5 years. Thank you very much for your time. Thanks a lot.